All right, we're on the record. It's January 9th, 2020. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Good morning, Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Elaine Fusco, State Attorney's Office.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Clarence Bateman.
All right, Mr. Bateman, you're here in 2020 CF 275AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance, and I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You are not to return back to anywhere on Mayfair Circle. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness or co-defendant in your case. And the bond will stay at $3,500. You're out on release for burglary of a conveyance of petty theft in 2019 CF 15281AO. I am revoking the bonds in those cases and setting it at none. Does he have an attorney? Okay, I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you, and they'll have to file a motion to set bond for you in that division. Okay. All right, Mr. Lorjet. All right, if he is not gonna behave himself, I'm gonna find that to be a waiver. 2020 MM 18AA, I'll appoint the public defender. Ms. Haling, do you wanna waive? He's got some competency issues pending.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so I know that we wouldn't resolve it if we reset it. And so he is not to return back to 57 West Main Street, the El Mejor Sabor, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness and abide by the trespass. I am gonna stay the bond at 500 and 100, but I'm not gonna take any action on his, out on release cases. And I think they had the wrong case number. I just want to make sure it's on there correctly. For the 2019 out on release, it should be AA, not AO. Okay. Did they have it right on there? Or?
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, tell me your name, please.
Wayne Jenkins.
All right, Mr. Jenkins, you're here on a Taylor County warrant, and the judge in Taylor County did set your bond at none. And so Taylor County will have 72 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up, not including any weekends or holidays. So if they don't pick you up within that time frame, you'll come back before a judge, okay?
Okay.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Stephanie Jackson.
All right, Ms. Jackson. You're here in 2020 CF 215AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond will stay at 1,000 and 100. And they filed an on-view violation of probation for Brevard County. And there's probable cause for that offense based on the new law. And so I can't appoint the PD to represent you in that case.
Okay.
You'll have to bond out on the new law violations, and then Brevard would come and pick you up, okay? Okay, and then from the time that you bond out, they'll have 72, or excuse me, they'll have 24 hours. to
If I
pick you
don't
up.
bond out,
You'll have to bond out on the new law, the possession of cocaine and the drug paraphernalia, in order for Brevard to come and get you, okay?
okay.
Okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
George Calloway, ma'am.
Mr. Calloway, you're here in 2019 CF 4518, or 81, excuse me. You're arrested pursuant to a KPS for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on July 30th, 2019. And the judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none. And then Okay, you did? Okay, so the PD is your attorneys, so that you're gonna have to get in touch with them, and Miss Haley will give you that information, and they're gonna have to file a motion to set bond for you in that division, okay? All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
Oh, we can get you some headphones. Hold on.
You probably hear now. It's just background that
It's
messes
okay.
up.
Well, I'd rather be safe and you hear everything that I say, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay, yeah, I figured as much. Okay. All right, can you tell me your name?
Jason King.
All right, Mr. King, you're here in 2020 CF 319AO. You're arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
It's not even,
Oh, don't talk about the facts of your
I'm sorry.
case,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
I'm just seeing your history here, and, and he would not qualify for pretrial release? Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the back, okay. All right, I am gonna stay the bond. I didn't see that open case out of Lake County. So I'm gonna stay the bond at 1,000 and 100.
what would that be total for getting out? Is that like 200 bucks?
Well, you'll have to contact a
bondsman?
bondsman, or Ms. Haling can probably advise you of that. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name, sir.
DeAndre Owens.
All right, Mr. Owens, you're here in 2020 CF 274AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance, and I do find probable cause for the offense, and I'll appoint the public defender. You may not return back to anywhere on Mayfair Circle or any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in the case. And your bond will stay set at $3,500. Oh, thank you. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Nicholas Wachek.
All right, Mr. Wachek, you're here in 2020 CF 316AO. You're arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, trespass on property after warning, resisting an officer without violence, a sanitary nuisance, and exposure of sexual organs. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You may not return back to Zaxby's, 6920 South Orange Blossom Trail. No contact with any listed victim or witness, no weapons or firearms or ammunition, and abide by the trespass warning, excuse me. The bond will stay set at 2,500 and 100 on counts 2 through 5. Sure. Sure. All right, tell me your name, sir.
John Allen Nettles.
All right, Mr. Nettles, you're here in 2020 MM 188AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. If you find probable cause, I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Nettles?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served. court cost and no return to the scene of the Walmart.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Nettles, you
No.
want to do that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay.
I'll make sure I don't return there, ma'am.
Don't
I'm
go
just-
back, yeah.
Got a lot of issues, problems right now. I'll make sure I
Well,
don't
if you go back, you're probably getting arrested and you'll be back right where you are.
Yeah, I
so.
don't wanna do that.
Okay,
ma'am.
I'll
I'm
have you
in-
sign the
I'll-
plea form, okay?
Okay, will I get out today? All right. I just got, yeah, I'm just in a lot of pain.
All right, Mr. Nettles, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that's contained within the plea form?
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the Walmart, okay? And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
5991 South Goldenrod Road, or have any contact with anyone over there. And you must abide by the trespass. And I'll order court costs and order you pay them by January 9th, 2021, okay? It gives you a year. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. I hope you feel better.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Good luck.
God bless you.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Joseph Fillion,
All right, Mr. Fillion, you're here in 2020 MM 44AO, arrested for petty theft. Looks like that was pursuant to a warrant and probable cause was previously found. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You cannot go back, looks like, to the marshals. 4648 Millennia Plaza Way. No contact with any listed victim or witness at that location, and I'll stay the bond at $250. Hope I'm not getting sick. All right, please tell me your name.
Desmonte Adams.
All right, Mr. Adams, you're here in 2019 CF 17103AO, and you're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of a structure, grand theft, and criminal mischief.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So there's no contact with any victims or witnesses or any co-defendants, and you can't go back to the location of where the offense is alleged to have occurred.
Yes, ma'am.
So that Total Wireless, 637 South Cimarron Boulevard. And the bond will stay set as, in the warrant at $2,500 on counts 1 and 2 and $1,000 on count 3. All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Ronnie Baker.
All right, Mr. Baker, you're here in 2019 CF 12916AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for pretrial conference on December 17, 2019. The judge forfeited your bond, revoked your release, set your bond at none on each count. Does he have the PD? You have a private attorney in that case?
Yes, ma'am. I have William
Okay.
Hancock.
Okay, you need to
I
get.
had spoken with him
Okay.
last night.
Okay.
He stated that he would have his assistant put in the
You gotta get a bond motion.
motion. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
all
So he
right.
said it'll
he's-
probably be
he's
about
on
2
that.
weeks.
Okay, so he's on that. All right, I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release cases, okay?
Yes,
So
because
just
the
make
other
su-
case it's an R&R case.
Well, I could still revoke your release if I chose to, because you
Correct.
violated a court order by not going to court, but I'm not gonna do that,
Correct.
okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So, just make sure that when you get out of jail, if you get out, you have some court dates coming up in those cases.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am,
So
I'm
make sure-
aware.
Okay, and you do have the public defender in those cases, okay?
Okay.
All right.
This is Miss Booth, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Lori McMaster Booth.
All right, Miss Booth, you're here in 2020 MM 19680. You're arrested for battery. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. I don't believe the state will have an offer today because of the nature of the case. So I am ordering that you're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. No weapons or firearms, no ammunition, no alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Do you live at that address?
Yeah, I do, but he doesn't live
Okay,
there,
well,
and
don't- okay. I'm only gonna order that you maintain separate residences. I know that is it his mother's house, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in case he does stay there, I don't know the victim's situation, so I'm just gonna order that you maintain separate residences, okay?
Okay.
All right, and, I can put in there, in case he's there and is staying there, I don't know, I can put in there that you can go back with law enforcement if you need to. Just in an abundance of caution.
oh, so I can stay there as long as he's not there.
Correct.
Right.
So I'll put that in there. You can go back one time if you need to, if the victim is present and living there, okay?
And he should not have
Okay, well,
done what he
well,
did to
let's not
me.
talk about the facts. If you have a defense, you can talk about that with your attorney, okay? All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Could I
And the
get pretrial
I
release?
don't believe you're gonna qualify for pretrial release, and I'm gonna stay the bond at the 500.
Yes, ma'am. Now, can I come here and just pay the full 500?
I don't know how you'll be able to pay the bond if you have the money in your belongings, or if somebody has to come and pay the bond, or you have to go through a bondsman. I'm not really sure what your situation is. So if you have a
All right.
question, you can ask Ms. Haling.
Mr. Camps refused, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take Mr. Camp's refusal as a waiver. I'll appoint the public defender, 2020 CF 330. And Ms. Haling, do you want to formally waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so he's charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling and grand theft third degree, and I do find probable cause. I did appoint the PD already, and he's not to return back to the location of the residence, 909 Willie Mays Parkway, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And the bond will stay at $5,150, and that's that. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Carlos Chamorro.
All right, Mr. Chamorro, you're here in 2020 CF 31880. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $1,100. 2020 CT 209. Charged with using a foreign driver's license or a suspended driver's license. And I do find probable cause for that offense, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. Don't drive without a valid driver's license, and the bond will stay at $500. You're out on bond. In two cases, 2019 CF 14591AO and 2019 CF 14879AO. I am going to revoke the bonds and set them at none in those cases. And you do have an attorney, and they'll be able to file any motions to set bond for you. Okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Timothy Crandall.
Mr. Crandall, you're here 2020 CF 331, arrested for grand theft third degree, and I do find probable cause for that offense. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You may not return back to any Home Depot. No Home Depot. No contact with any listed victim or witness or co-defendant, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm setting your bond at $3,500 on that case. In 2020 CF 312AO, charged with retail theft of $300 or more, coordinating with others, retail theft over $300, and resisting a merchant. And I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the PD to represent you. Again, no return back to any Home Depot, no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond on count 1 is $2,500. It will stay at $150 and $100 on counts 2 and 3. All right, please tell me your name.
Richard Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here in 2020 CF 276AO. Charged with burglary of a conveyance. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No return back to anywhere on Mayfair Circle. No contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. And so he doesn't qualify for pretrial release because he would not cooperate?
He didn't provide any information.
Okay.
Any contact information.
Okay. So what I'll do, Mr. Davis, is I'll set your bond at $3,500 or PTR if you qualify. They're gonna have to make sure you qualify. If you don't qualify, then you'll have to post the bond, okay? Please tell me your name.
Michael D. Bennett.
The one who passed over your.
Oh, okay, Mr. Bennett. All right, Mr. Bennett, you're here in 2020 MO 50. You're arrested for an open container violation. I define probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Bennett?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court costs.
All right, Mr. Bennett, you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you signed the plea form? Mr. Bennett, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes,
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I do, Your
Are
Honor.
you on probation anywhere?
Nope.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, I do.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Anthony Urban, refuse, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Urban is refusing to come to court. I find that to be a waiver. And, he has the PD on one case. It looks like he's here also on, that's in, 2019 CF 9103AO and then 2020 MM 31AW. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent him in that case. And Ms. Haling, do you want to formally waive? I don't know if the state would have an offer for him with his history, but,
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Well,
okay, so, he was arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a plea hearing on December 2nd, 2019. And, the judge did set his bond at none on those counts. And so, the PD's office will have to file a motion for him. In 2020 MM 31AW is charged with providing false ID to law enforcement and petty theft. And I do find probable cause, and I did appoint the PD. He's not to return back to the Walmart at 10500 West Colonial Drive or have any contact with any listed victim or witness. And the bond will stay at 500. I'll reduce count two to 100. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Galloway.
All right, Mr. Galloway, you're here in 2020 CF 295AO. You're arrested for driving while license revoked as a habitual traffic offender. And I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Were you intending to hire your own attorney?
I was supposed to.
Did you fill out a form for the PD?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can find it. I don't think I've had Mr. Galloway's case. This is Anthony Galloway. Yeah, I guess this was for the wrong one, and then you said he'd already had the public defender. Okay, it was just attached to the wrong case. We got it, we got it. All right, and so I think we had a question about whether or not you qualified because it says $1,200, but it doesn't say weekly, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly, or yearly. So, which one is it?
What? Oh, weekly.
Weekly? Okay. So, and you have no children? Okay, so you're not gonna qualify for the public defender based on your income, okay? If you make $1,200 a week, okay? So you're gonna have to hire your own attorney.
I need a public defender.
Well,
'Cause I can't hire my own.
okay, well, you don't know that yet because you haven't talked to anybody. So there's a lot of attorneys out there in the state of Florida and in this area that you could probably afford. So you're gonna have to contact an attorney. You're not gonna qualify based on your income. I can't appoint them.
Well, could we do that over? 'Cause
No, because you filled out and it's.
I was
it's-
half
it's-
asleep when she
Okay,
was
well, I
talking
just
to me.
asked you and you told me that you made $1,200 a week.
Man, I really wasn't listening to you.
Okay. So you're not to drive without a valid driver's license, and the bond will stay at 2,500. All right, please tell me your name.
Robert Nielsen, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Nielsen, you're here in 2020 CF 30780. You're arrested for tampering with physical evidence, attempted destruction of evidence, resisting an officer without violence, and soliciting without a permit. I'll appoint the public defender. I'm not gonna find probable cause for counts 1 and 2, okay? I don't believe that merely discarding an item is destruction or attempted destruction, nor is it tampering, okay? Based on the case law. So, there's no PC for counts 1 and 2. I'll ROR on that. And I'm gonna ROR on everything. So, Mr. Nielsen, just when you get your court dates,
Yes, ma'am.
don't miss court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you don't wanna do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe stay away from that area too,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Samuel McCoo.
All right, do we know Sanchez Almeida? Is that Spanish? All right, I'll hold on to that for Judge Carter. McCoo? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, Mr. McCoo. You're here in 2020 MO51. You were arrested for an open container violation, and I don't have a form for the PD. Was there an offer for Mr. McCoo?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court costs.
All right, do you want to do that? The credit for time served offer, and then I'll give you a year to pay your court costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have you sign the plea form, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to the side. All right. All right, Mr. McCoo, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form? Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. They count 2 days, okay? And don't get scared. And I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021, okay? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Anthony Mosley.
All right, Mr. Mosley, you're here in 2020 MO52. You're arrested for disorderly conduct, and I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Mosley?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court costs.
All right, you want to do that, Mr. Mosley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have you sign the plea form, please. All right, Mr. Mosley, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. And I'll order you pay your court costs by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Jeffrey Raymond Stone, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Stone, you're here in 2020 MO53. And you were arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Stone?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court cost.
All right, Mr. Stone, do you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm not going to take any action on your out on release case. I don't know if you have any court dates coming up, but if you do, don't miss it, okay? Make sure you keep in touch with your attorney on your other case, okay? You don't want to miss court if you have court.
Your Honor,
Yep.
are we assigned on the out of
I
bond?
think so. It says, he says he has an attorney, but I don't, yeah, okay. All right, so Mr. Stone, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
John Welcher.
All right, Mr. Welter, you're here in 2020 MO 54. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court cost.
You want to do that, Mr. Welter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have you sign the plea form. All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form, Mr. Welter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. And I'll order that you pay your court costs by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, tell me your name, please.
Patrick Woods.
All right, Mr. Woods, you're here in 2020 MO 55. You were arrested for possession and consumption of alcohol in a prohibited place. And I find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court cost.
All right, Mr. Woods, do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm not going to take any action on your out on release case, but you do have a court date coming up February 3rd.
Okay.
You know about that?
No.
Okay. I don't want you to miss your court dates. I'm gonna. So you have pretrial conference set, okay? And, the state did file an information, so it looks like you'll need, yeah, because they sent you some mail and it was returned. So you have a court date. Ms. Healy, do you think you could write this down for him?
Yes.
Okay, so it's his pretrial conference on February 3rd at 9 a.m. in courtroom 10B as in boy, and it's with Judge Dubois. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't miss the court date.
I won't.
Okay? All
I
right.
won't.
All right. Mr. Woods, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. If you have to impose court costs, I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck. And the PD does represent you in that other case, sir, okay?
Mr. Dorsey refused, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Dorsey's refused to come to court. I'll appoint the PD. Was there an offer for him?
Adjudication of guilt, 4 days with credit time served, court costs.
Okay. Ms. Haling, I don't know if you want to go talk to him. Does he have other holds or anything like that?
Yes.
Oh, but I don't have that because I saw the bond endorsed. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll appoint and I'll reset for tomorrow. Give him an opportunity if he decides that he wants to resolve his case. Otherwise, tomorrow if he doesn't show up, then that's his one opportunity. All right, tell me your name.
My name is Milton Gilliam.
All right,
But I just
Mr.
want to note to the court that Mr. I just want to note I recorded the whole incident inside the cop's car.
Okay.
No. I'm just telling you that because I'm just reading off the charges that I want you to understand. He put search and merchandise. All right, the merchandise is.
Mr. Gilliam, today's not the day to talk about your
Well,
side
no,
of
I'm
the
just saying.
story.
I'm just saying if y'all proceed with the charges, the state is
Well,
going to be.
you're charged with petty theft.
But the merchandise is not written out.
Okay.
The charge, I'm just saying, all I'm saying is not factual. The charge that you're claiming, the merchandise is not written out.
I don't understand what you mean.
No, what I'm saying is basically this, you saying the initial charge is what I'm here for.
You're here for petty theft.
Yeah, but petty theft, but in the charge, it says searching merchandise. But the problem with that is he says searching merchandise, and it's a foreign manufacturer that I work for, and when I got in the car, he said negligent things.
You're talking about the facts of the case. So, anything
No, that's
that you...
initial charge. This
Mr.
is initial
Gilliam, listen to me. Be quiet and listen, okay?
Not guilty, not guilty. All right.
You're only going to hurt yourself if you keep talking about the facts. I don't think you understand. Anything that you say can be used against you, and the prosecutor's sitting right there.
I want to record not guilty.
Okay, well, you don't have to resolve your case today. That's fine.
All right, not guilty then, all right.
Well, today's not the day to enter a plea. You haven't been charged formally, okay? I have to advise you of what you've been charged of, whether or not I find probable cause, and any conditions of release or bond, okay? That's all we're here for. If you have defenses, that's another day.
I understand what you say. I just was saying that about the probable cause part. I just want you to know.
Well, I do find probable cause. You're charged with petty theft. I find probable cause. And you're not to return back to the Walmart at 2500 South Kirkman Road or have any contact with any listed victim or witness at that location. Additionally, your bond will be stayed at the $250, and I would ask, I do note that there on the face sheet that there's an unserved stalking injunction. Will he be served with that before release?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you want the public defender, Mr. Gilliam? Do you want the public defender? You didn't fill out a form. Okay. So he's proceeding. No.
Can I get the judge's name so I can give it to my boss? What's your name? I want to make my boss contact you. What's your name?
I'm not going to talk to your boss.
Coward's Wish, all right.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Javier LeBron.
All right, Mr. LeBron, you're here on an Osceola County warrant. And the judge in Osceola County did set your bond at none. And so Osceola County will have 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up. And if they don't do that within that time frame, you'll come back before me, okay?
Okay.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Veronica Lewis.
All right, Miss Lewis, you're here on a Hillsborough County warrant, and the judge in Hillsborough County set your bond at $2,000.
It's
If
been
you're
paid.
able to bond out?
Yes,
is it
it's already been
2,000? Okay.
paid.
See, Jenny, this is the thing. It says 2,000 on the affidavit, but then where it says total bond amount, it says none. But it says 2,000. But I know, but it's like, yeah. So you do have a $2,000 bond. If
Yes,
you're
it's-
able to bond out, you can bond out. Okay?
They
If
called-
not,
No, I already
Hillsborough
did.
County will have 72 hours pursuant to our administrative order, not including any weekends or holidays, to
So-
come and get you.
I can bond out here.
Yes, you can bond out
Because they
here.
sent my father to Tampa and he got a bondsman and did it down there this morning.
Well, I think that they could still do it through a bondsman in
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay, I didn't know if
Um,
he needed to do another one or.
I don't think so. I think corrections is indicating that that is possible, so.
Okay.
So if that's what you're working on, otherwise they'll have to come and get you within 72 hours, not including weekends or holidays, okay? All
All
right.
right.
All right, please tell me your name.
Arthur Light.
All right, Mr. Light, you're here on a Brevard County warrant, and the judge did set your bond at $5,000 in Brevard County. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, Brevard County will have 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and get you, and if they don't do that within the time frame, then you'll come back before me, okay?
Okay.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Bishop Tomlin Bobo.
All right, sir, you're here in Seminole County for a Seminole County warrant, and the judge in Seminole County did set your bond at none. And Seminole County will have 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up. If they don't do that within that time frame, you'll come back before me, okay? And then I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release case. So just make sure you keep in touch with your attorney on that case, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Eaton Walton.
All right, Mr. Walton, you're here in 2020 MM 182AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning, and I find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
think this was an offer from yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, so it was credit for time served?
Yes, adjudication guilt court costs.
3 days? And he has 3 days? Do you
Yes.
want to do that? Okay.
No. This, how much does the court cost?
All right, Mr. Walton, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form? Is that a, yeah, you need to speak out loud?
Yes.
Okay, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 3 days time served. You cannot go back to the pet supermarket at 1675 North Avalon Park. Abide by the trespass warning. And I will order that you pay your court costs by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir.
Madam Clerk, can I get the amount of his court costs?
323. All right, and then we ready on 33 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I have a 33-day motion for Thomas Albert Lopez, 2019 CF 16741.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was filed by
In
Attorney
that
Mills.
case, there was an information filed on January 8th, filing ID 101319342.
All right, that will be denied. All right, 2019 CF 16624AO Juan Baez Colazo.
Yes, Your Honor, an information was filed on January 8th, filing ID 101305400.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 16772AO Jesse Smith Jr.
Yes, Your Honor, on January 8th, there was a notice of non-filing.
All right, that will be granted. 2019 CF 16801AO Peter Hackett Jr.
Yes, Your Honor, on January 8th, there was an information filed, filing ID 101311468.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 16759AO Jayan Arkel Lamar Harris.
Yes, Your Honor, on January 6th, there was a notice of non-filing.
All right, that will be granted. 2019 CF 16843AO Deandra Reeves, and this is untimely.
Yes,
So,
Your Honor, the date of arrest was 12/9.
1210. 1210, correct, Jen? I think 1210.
I have on the arrest affidavit 12/9, but it could.
Just 12-9, okay. All right, so that'll be denied as untimely. All right, anything else for the morning session?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and then what is our, what are we looking at?
It's about 60.
Okay, all right, how much? Do you guys want an hour or?
An hour is good.
An hour?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we'll be back here at 11:05. Everybody okay with that? Okay. I know early. All right, we'll be in recess until 2020. This is Judge Wish, courtroom 1, session 2. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Elaine Fusco, State Attorney's Office.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Daniel Allen Bryant, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bryant, you're here in 2020 CF 335AO. You're arrested for possession of synthetic cannabinoids.
Yes, ma'am.
And I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to release you ROR.
Yes, ma'am.
So what that means is that you're promising to go to court. So if you keep in touch with the public defender's office, I
Yes.
don't know if you'll get a court date or not. I don't know what the state will do with the case.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't get in trouble. Don't get rearrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Show up to court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Ryan Casbon.
All right, Mr. Casbon, you're here in 2020 CF 322AO. You're arrested for attempted carjacking with a deadly weapon. And I do find probable cause. You're not going to qualify for the public defender based on your income, so you're going to have to contact an attorney. Okay? And so you can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness, no weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. Your bond will be set at $5,000.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, tell me your name, please.
Gilbert Ellis.
Mr. Ellis?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ellis, you're here in 2020 CF 328AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions, resisting an officer without violence, and providing false identification to law enforcement. And I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender. You may not drive without a valid driver's license. And I'm staying the bond on count 1 at 2,500. Count 2 and 3 I'll reduce to 100. And looks like you're out on release in 2019 CF 5377. I don't have a FAD for that, but I do see it on the face sheet. And so I am going to revoke that and set that bond at none. It looks like you do have conflict counsel in that case, so you'll have to get with them, and they're going to have to file a motion to set bond for you. 2019 CF 5377. I think AO. All right, please tell me your name.
Jill Feingold.
All right, Ms. Feingold, you're here in 2020 CF 324AO. You're arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a valid prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to release you ROR. Listen, no drugs or alcohol, don't get arrested, show up to any court dates, keep in touch with your attorney. If you miss court or you get arrested for something, then you'll be sitting in jail, okay?
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name.
Hi, Ashley Garland.
All right, Ms. Garland, you're here in 2020 MM 201AO. You're arrested for trespass after warning in a conveyance, petty theft, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. In that case, you can't return back to the location you've been trespassed at. It looks like it's the 2939 North Themron Boulevard, that Wawa. Can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bonds will stay 500, 100 on 100. And then you're here in 2020 CF 327AO, introducing contraband into a county facility. And I do find probable cause for that offense as well, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and the bond will stay at 1,000. We're also out on release, 2019 C or MM 9947AO, and I am going to revoke that bond and set it at none. And does she have an attorney? Okay, I'm going to appoint the public defender in that case for you. So the public defender's office will have to file a motion for you to set bond.
Barnett Hyder, bond tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, 1 second. All right, tell me your name.
I'm asking for a reduction in bond.
Okay, sir, we're not there yet. So
okay.
tell me your name.
I'm Alexander Hunting.
All right, Mr. Hunting, you're here in 2020 CF 320AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance and petty theft of $100 or more. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't want you to talk about anything to me. I want you to talk to Ms. Haling, so.
Right.
Because anything that you say can and be used against you, even if you think it can't, it probably can be. So.
I get it.
I would to ask Ms. Haling, any questions that you may have. I'll give you a moment and you could talk to her and she can make any argument to me about bond, okay?
Well, there's a ton of inconsistencies in this.
Well, I can hear everything you're saying and so can the prosecutor, so.
No consistency in this report whatsoever. This is the pattern of acts. And there's no physical evidence. In fact, even in the second to last line, he said the above property was released at the scene to the property representative, which means that can't be used as evidence. I would ask that you at least drop the petty theft charge because there's no evidence. I'm talking to you. I know the judge can hear me, but I mean, it's completely unfounded, this petty theft charge. There's no evidence to support this whatsoever. And I would ask that you.
I can hear everything you're saying and Mr. Hunting, so I don't think you understand.
I'm just saying, I mean, I would ask for, in light of the fact that there's a bunch of inconsistencies in this police report, notwithstanding that I was not at this property.
All right, Mr. Hunting, I'm gonna stop you because clearly you're not understanding what's happening right now.
So,
Mr. Hunting,
I am here.
no, you're not. I'm talking. You're not talking
I'm
anymore.
trying to,
You're not talking anymore.
okay.
Mr. Hunting, I'm gonna have you removed from the courtroom.
I'm just trying to, stick up for myself.
Today is not your day to do that, okay? You'll have a day to do that later, okay? So,
Unfairly arrested,
okay.
and I'm not sure
You're not
how
listening to what I'm saying and you're not conforming your
Could
behavior
you
to this
please
courtroom,
reduce my
my
bond so I can
rules.
bail out of court,
Okay.
out of jail,
Please
please?
have him escorted
Thank you.
out, thank you. All right, so Mr. Hunting I do find probable cause for those offenses, and he's not to return back to 1157 Jetstream Drive, the uptick and pull, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness at that location. And additionally, his bond will stay set at $3,500 on count 1. Count 2, I will reduce to $100.
Mr. Sessions is mental health director.
All right. We'll reset Mr. Sessions. And I believe Janelle bonded.
Correct.
Okay. And then, tell me your name, please.
Brandon McConical.
Okay. Mr. McConico, you're here in 2020 CT 215AO. And you were arrested for driving under the influence. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And I am going to require that you comply with any random urinalysis through pretrial release. And so make sure no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The local warrants, is that?
They were served received from tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Counter the bond.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll stay the bond. I think it's 500, correct? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Mhm. All right, please tell me your name.
Justin Rodney Villaverde Reyes.
All right, Mr. Reyes, you're here in 2020 CT 216AO and 2020 CT 217AO. You're arrested for driving under the influence and driving with a valid with a suspended driver's license. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and you may not drive without a valid driver's license. I'm also requiring random urinalysis through pretrial release. The bond will stay set at $500 and $100.
Your Honor, I know you already found probable cause, but with the driving while license suspended, within the affidavit, I saw no facts that supported that his license was suspended.
Okay, let me take a look at it again. I mean, all they say is obviously driving while license suspended with knowledge, so, I mean, there's nothing other than just the statement of an element. So I will, Ms. Fusco, I don't know if you have any response. They did cite him with a citation, so technically, it's a citation.
I would just refer to the officer's statement in the citation.
What's the statement in the citation?
Just the statement that he was driving without.
I mean, he cited him, so I mean, I'll ROR him on it, so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll RMR him on count 2, and there's no PC in the affidavit, but he's been cited for it, so he's gotta go to court, okay? I mean, he was cited for it, so I'm really not, it's like one of those things where he's cited for it, so, I mean, you can find no PC, because it's not in the affidavit, but he was given a citation, so he's gotta go to court. All right, please tell me your name.
Robert Weber.
Okay, Mr. Weber, you're here in 2020 CT 219AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended, and I do find probable cause for that offense. I'll appoint, well, you don't qualify for the public defender based on your income. Let me look at your history here. Do we have a, oh, there we go. Okay, so the only driving while license suspended prior is actually in this year, May of this year. It was a withhold, but that doesn't matter. Do you want to try and resolve your case today, Mr. Weber? Or do you want to go to court?
I don't need to go to court, miss.
Huh?
So I would not like to go to court,
You
miss.
do not want to go to court? Okay.
Would not like to, sorry.
I'm just giving you that option, obviously, if you have a defense or you want to fight the charge. Was there an offer from the state, or?
Not at this time, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right. If you wanted to plead to the bench, I'm not going to set you up for anything. But you have to understand that they cited you for driving while license suspended. They technically could have cited you for driving while license suspended with a prior, which I would be required to give you 10 days in jail, but I don't have to do that based on what they cited you for. If you plead to this, then you have 2 on your record. I'm not going to withhold adjudication, okay? It'll be an adjudication. And then if you get 3 within 5 years, you're a habitual traffic offender. If you get 2 priors, so this would be another prior, next one can be a felony. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you want to resolve your case today, if you need a second, you can talk to Ms. Healing about that, even though I did not appoint you, if you wanted to chat with him. Yes. All right, so you want to plead to me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'll take the star.
Do you want to plead no contest, sir?
Ma'am.
Yes? You're not admitting guilt, you're saying it's in your best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and so, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read the plea form?
No.
Okay, I need you to read the plea form. Okay, so I'll have you step back and read the plea form. Make sure you understand everything in it. If you don't, and you have any questions, let us know. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Eddie Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here in 2020 MM 199AO, arrested for resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 3 days with credit time served, court cost.
Does he have 1 or 2? 1? Okay, so you get out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
He has 2? Okay, so Mr. Davis, you would get out today. I don't know what time.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Davis, do you know what you want to do?
He's going to accept the offer, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right, I'll have you sign the plea form.
Plead no contest.
Okay. All right, Mr. Davis, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form? Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form? Are you sure? Did you read the plea form?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so is there something you don't understand about the plea form?
I know it's everything. I understand.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right, so you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea? I don't think you read the plea form. I don't think anybody, we give you these pieces of paper for a reason.
I ain't never been.
So, I need to know that you read the plea form, so let's have you step back, read the plea form. Do you need help reading it, or are you good?
You need help reading, or you?
Yeah, I can't see that good. My glasses.
Okay,
Eyes got mixed up.
all right, well, Ms. Haling will be able to go over that with you. And Mr. Weber, did you need any help going over the plea form? You understand? Okay, all right. All right, we'll call Mr. Davis's case again. Hannah Hamadi bonded?
She bonded, Your Honor.
Okay,
And Sergeant Julie also bonded.
okay. All right, tell me your name, please.
My name is Jasmine Spence.
All right, Ms. Spence, you're here on a Marion County warrant, and the judge in Marion County set your bond at $2,000. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, Marion County will have 72 hours pursuant to our administrative order, not including weekends or any holidays, to come and get you. If they don't come and get you within that time frame and you haven't bonded out, you'll come back before a judge, okay?
Okay.
All right, tell me your, oh, sorry. All right, Mr. Weber. All right, Mr. Weber, we're recalling your case, 2020 CT 219AO, and you are gonna enter a plea to the driving while license suspended charge. And so, again, I'm gonna ask you, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am, it
Did
is.
you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand what I explained to you about the enhanceable offense of driving while license suspended? So if you get another one, it could be a felony. If you get 3 within 5 years, it could habitualize you and you would lose your license for 5 years. Do you understand all of those
Yes, ma'am.
things? And you still want to go forward with the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to, is it 2 days credit for time? 1 day credit for time served, or 1 day with credit for 1 day time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order that you pay them by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Michael Martinez, ma'am?
Okay, and then is this the correct face sheet for Mr. Martinez? It said positive ID not made, so I just want to, it has nothing on it.
It did not print, he had not been printed at the time.
Okay,
Fingerprint.
all right.
There's no history here.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, you're here in 2020 MO 56AO. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 3 days with credit time served, court costs.
3 is 1? Okay. So 3 and 1, and so that would get you out tomorrow, Mr. Martinez. Do you want to accept that offer?
No.
No? Okay.
I like to post bail.
All right, you're not to return back to 40 West Washington Street, the Tin and Taco. You can't have any contact with any witnesses at that location. And the bond will stay set at $250.
Alrighty. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, tell me your name, please.
Benjamin Pack.
All right, Mr. Pack, you're here in 2020 MO 57AO. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Pack?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 3 days with credit time served, court costs.
And he has 1? Okay. So that would get you out tomorrow, Mr. Pack, if you want to accept that offer.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Is the other paper that I was already given them? Yeah,
Did you read the plea form?
yeah.
Okay. All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
I believe so.
Do you understand? Well, you believe so. Do you have any questions about it? Okay. You understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
no.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I come from Ohio.
Okay, but do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay,
Yes?
yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. Do you have to impose court costs? I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021.
Okay.
If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, oh, you're gonna need a minute, and that's fine, and we'll just stand in recess until, we call Mr. Davis back. All right, we're back on the record. Okay, Mr. Davis, this is 2020 MM 199AO, and you were going to enter a plea to resisting an officer without violence. And did you have an opportunity to go over with Ms. Haling the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you understand everything in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she answer any questions that you may have had about what was in the plea form if you had any?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
Okay, all right. And so do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere? Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by January 9th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Okay? Good luck. All right, anything else? Okay, we'll be in recess until tomorrow.